Let's take our time this morning and talk about self-defense. Self-defense has been defined under legal parlance as the act of defending oneself from imminent attack by using reasonable and proportionate means to neutralize or prevent any sort of attack on one. In 1970, the neighborhood of John, a very prominent and renowned business mogul living in Kano State, were woken up by the sound of gunshots. What had happened? 3 armed men had broken into the home of John to rob him that night, but unfortunately, John had the better of them. John had somehow prevailed on them, lied each and every one of them on the ground, and shot them point blank to their deaths. Few hours later, when the day had broken and the sky was already clear, people trooped in their numbers to John's house to see what had happened for themselves. John was sitting just beside the 3 cops, drinking, and his double-barreled gun lying just next to him, as if he was a great hunter who had returned from a great hunt the previous night. And people looked in amazement. Few hours later, the police had arrived, and what seemed to be a very shocking turn of events, John was handcuffed by the Nigerian police and taken away to the police station for proper interrogation and investigation. A few months later, John was arraigned before a high court and charged for second-degree murder. Some of you are wondering, I thought self-defense, as earlier defined, means defending oneself from an imminent threat. Now, remember, it is important to note that there are 3 important characteristics of self-defense, and these must be preeminent before self-defense can be established. Now, one of that is there must be an actual or imminent threat to your life. That is 1. There must be an actual or imminent threat to one's life. And then 2, the person that is bringing up a self-defense as a defense in court must have reasonably believed that force or returning that force, the measure of force used on you or the attack, is reasonable. I will say this again. The person being attacked must have believed that using that same force is the only means to neutralize the attack on him. Then thirdly, you must have carried out that attack or that self-defense using a weapon that is proportionate to what is being used against you. No wonder the saying goes, you cannot bring a gun to a knife fight. So which means the weapon that you must have used to reply those who are attacking you must be in proportionate measure or degree with the same weapon being used by your assailant. A few days ago, just over the week, the media was agog by the news of 2 economic and financial crimes operatives who were shot by a Nigerian. He had shot one, shattering his arm, and then the other was shot point blank on the stomach and he died instantly. Some persons have been arguing that the man did that out of self-defense. Now, from what I've said so far, do you really think that that act was an act of self-defense by the shooter who had shot the EFCC operatives? And do you think that the mode of operation by the EFCC in calling at one's house in a very commando style is actually good for Nigeria? Some still argue that if they had come with a search or an arrest warrant, they probably wouldn't have been shot. Now, from the 3 characteristics of self-defense, do you still think that this man has a chance before a court of law? Remember, like I earlier pointed out, these 3 characteristics are not disjunctive. They are like Siamese twins. They must be established before self-defense can be proven. Do you also know that when you put a trap in your own house and somebody walks into that house, even without your consent, the person has a legal action against you when that trap eventually hurts the person? That will be my next video I'll be doing on the issue of negligence. Please comment on this particular video. I want to hear your own opinion on the issue of self-defense. I'll see you guys some other time. Peace.